where success truly resides. A very warm good afternoon and welcome to Guest of Honor, special guests, distinguished delegates, faculty members, researchers, students, and dear participants. As we move towards the concluding moment of this enriching international conference, it is indeed auspicious that today's valedictory coincides with the sacred festival of Basanta Panchami, a celebration that symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, creativity, and new beginnings. To mark this auspicious gathering, we now invite esteemed dignitaries for the lighting of the lamp. It is for ma'am, as we are celebrating the Saraswati Mata,
Yes, ma'am.
Basanta Panchami, ma'am, therefore.
Okay. I request all the HOIs to join the for lighting of the lamp.
I request the HODs to join for the lighting of the lamp.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभम करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ऋतुराज बसंत के आगमन तथा बुद्धि एवं कौशल की अधिष्ठात्री माँ सरस्वती की उपासना को समर्पित बसंत पंचमी के पावन पर्व की आप सभी को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। Basant Panchami marks the advent of spring and is dedicated to Goddess Saraswati, the eternal source of learning, art, and intellect. The spirit of Basant Panchami beautifully resonates with the essence of this conference, where ideas were exchanged, perspectives broadened, and knowledge collectively advanced across disciplines and borders. Just as spring rejuvenates nature, scholarly dialogue renews our academic and intellectual pursuits. May I request all the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. I request the LO to escort the guest. I request our Pro Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Professor Dr. Sumita Dave, to present a floral bouquet to our special guest, Professor Dr. Manvinder Singh Pava, Department of Commerce and Member Academic Council, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur, Central University, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh.
I request convener of the conference, Dr. Pradeep Asthana, to present a floral bouquet to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Piyush Kant Pandey, sir. I request co-convener of the conference, Dr. Apurva Mishra, sir, to present a floral bouquet to our Pro Vice Chancellor, ma'am, Professor Sumita Dave. To provide us with a bird's eye view of the deliberations, technical sessions, and key takeaways of this conference, I invite Dr. Apurva Mishra, sir, co-convener of the conference, to present the brief report. Apurva, sir.
On this auspicious day of Vasant Panchami, as we celebrate Advent of spring and invoke blessing of Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, and learning, it is only fitting that we together conclude this intellectual odyssey. Just as this festival symbolizes the blossoming of nature and pursuit of enlightenment, our discussion over the past 2 days have aimed to cultivate a landscape shared knowledge, innovation for the betterment of our nation. A very warm good afternoon, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. Piyush Kant Pandey, sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, ma'am, Dr. Sumita Dave, ma'am, our distinguished guests, Dr. Manvinder Singh Pawa, sir, Srimati Sheetal Shashwat Verma, ma'am, Mr. Rishabh Parashar, sir, our distinguished guest, joined online, our esteemed colleague, industry leaders and policymakers, and dear students. I, Apurva Mishra, co-convener of this conference, am honored to stand before you during this validatory session to present the summary report of our collective journey. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty and participant, we gather here to celebrate the culmination and finding of two-day international conference on empowering Bharat, financial inclusion, and fintech for rural transformation and urban growth. The event commenced with ceremonial release of conference souvenir, symbolizing milestone in our collective journey towards inclusive economic development. This conference was established upon foundation of profound leadership, insight that set high academic social tone for our discussion. Convener Dr. Pradeep Kumar Asthana, sir, has initiated academic discourse by providing comprehensive introduction to the conference vision. He detailed the core theme, emphasizing the necessity of creating a bridge between technological advancement and grassroots financial requirement. Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Sumita Dave, ma'am, provided a deep dive into core theme of the conference. She highlighted that for emerging India to be successful, the convergence of management and commerce must directly serve the grassroots, making financial inclusion a social imperative rather than just a technical goal. Mr. Sitanshu Shekhar, General Manager NABARD Raipur, elaborated on the transformative power of fintech and the multifaceted initiative of NABARD on nation building. He detailed how NABARD acted for rural entrepreneurs, bridging the gap between rural production and national market through digital financial empowerment. Professor Dr. Sanjeev Parashar, sir, Director IIM Raipur, provided a critical perspective on sensible credit. He argued that while financial inclusion is vital, it must be paired with responsible lending and credit awareness to ensure that growth at a grassroots remains sustainable and beneficial in the long term. Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. Piyush Kant Pandey, sir, has delivered an insightful address on the evolution of UPI payments in India. He traced the India's growth story from its rural necessity to its current urban digital dominance, illustrating how the rural to urban continuum is being seemingly connected by digital threads like the India stake. Professor Ajay Nair from Southern Illinois University, USA, spoke from a global viewpoint. Professor Nair discussed the core theme and elaborated on how India's unique financial strategies and regional management solutions are now contributing significantly to the global economy. The scale of this conference reflects the global urgency of this theme. We are privileged to receive approximately 200 research papers. Following a rigorous peer review process, 135 papers were selected for the presentation due to the specificity of the theme. Our contributors represent a global dialogue with participants from India, USA, UK, Dubai, Middle East, and our neighboring countries like Bhutan also. This discourse was organized into 4 distinct tracks, conducted both online and offline. First one was Inclusive Finance for Emerging India. Second, Fintech as an enabler for grassroots development. Third is Cybersecurity and Data Protection in Inclusive Finance. Fourth one is Women, Youth, and Agri-Fintech Empowerment. Professor Dr. Manvinder Singh Pawa from Hari Singh Gaur University, Madhya Pradesh, serving as a chair and keynote speaker, He presented Bharat at a defining moment. He conceptualized financial inclusion as eco-justice and argued that financial literacy must be a core life skill embedded in education and public policy. Professor Ullas Pathak from IGKV Raipur, he spoke on the critical intersection of agri-startup and agri-fintech, emphasizing how incubation center build the managerial capacity of rural entrepreneurs and link them to value chains. Some of the notable research findings were to the formalizing of livestock economy, carbon credit marketing, HRM transformation with the help of fintech, community-based tourism, and the fintech because of fintech driving branding, showing how digital payments were ensured direct revenue to flow the local communities. Track 1 and 2 presenters talked about urban-rural continuum and grassroots development under the following topics. First one was financial literacy and Gen Z. Second is infrastructure and policy. Third one is health and labor. And in and track 3, that it was chaired by Dr. Y. Gopal Krishna, and this session was focused on trust-first design, AI for inclusion, and technical framework. In track 4, we talked about women, youth, and agri-fintech. Under the guidance of Gautam Ramkumar, this track explored on the area of rural entrepreneurship, behavioral economics, agri-fintech innovations, agri-innovations. The collective findings of these 135 papers underscore that while fintech is a powerful enabler for formalization, addressing the digital divide remains our greatest challenge, whether through designing low literacy interface, strengthening cybersecurity, or embedding financial literacy into the national curriculum. The global remains ensuring the emerging India includes every citizen of Bharat. I wish to thank to all our eminent speakers for sharing their visionary wisdom. And most importantly, I want to thank every participant and presenter from across India and the globe. Your rigorous research and dedication are which truly empower the Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To synthesize the essence of our journey here at MIT University, Chhattisgarh, may I invite Professor Dr. Sumita Dave ma'am, Pro Vice Chancellor and Director of MIT Business School, to share her valuable insights. Ma'am, please.
Our very respected dignitaries on the dais, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Pandey, our guest with us since yesterday, Professor Pava from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur University, Sagar, my alma mater, the convener of this two-day conference, Dr. Pradeep Asthana, my faculty members and dear students. The past 2 days of deliberations, both online and offline, have only reaffirmed the importance of having a strong digital infrastructure to support sustainable growth of the country. And when we talk of sustainability, we had before we conceived this, the topic for our conference, there were a lot of deliberations as to what all should go into it. What are the various dimensions that need to be included? And I'm so happy to share that all the thoughts that were contributed at that time really converged. And the importance of this aspect of financial inclusion cannot be emphasized more. Gaps have been identified in terms of lack of awareness. Like today, there was one paper that was being presented where she talked about, I think she was from Madhya Pradesh only. She talked about her father owning sugarcane farms, although they were on the e-Naam app, which is for agriculture. Adequate and timely information was not available with respect to the prices of the produce because of which the farmer was always in a dilemma as to when to sell the product and whom to sell the product. A lot of deliberation was done on the importance to bridge the security aspect. There were papers also that discussed on the need for controlling these cyber attacks, that innocent consumers or all those people who are operating on mobile apps, payment apps, which are a problem. Third, very important was the role of policy and banks like NABARD and RBI. And of course, below them, we cannot reduce the importance of all the other commercial banks who work for RBI, who work with RBI, who work with RBI in order to ensure that financial inclusion, not only financial inclusion takes place, all the government policies are implemented in letter and spirit, so that the real beneficiary of the policy is informed and timely advantage. They are able to take timely advantage. So there is, although we have traveled a long way, these gaps emphasize that a lot more research, a lot more understanding, initiatives in terms of spreading awareness still needs to be done. Young minds got together to bring up these points and dared to talk about it on the platform, which in itself was very worth appreciating, whether it was online or whether it was offline. Where our purpose for this conference, I feel we have been able to attain. After a long time, we've had a conference in the physical form. But nevertheless, all the presentations that were made were of good quality, and there was a lot of scope of improvement in many. This was the objective of our conference, which I feel we have met to a very large extent. The identified gaps gives us rooms for more work and future research initiatives and conferences like this to deliberate upon how to bridge these gaps. Thank you so much. I would like to thank each and everybody. I would like to thank each and everybody who have participated, whether as audience, whether as presenters, whether as faculty members. I think you have done good justice to our thought behind the conference. We have with us Dr. Sheetal Verma, who has joined us online. I think we need to listen to her first. Okay. I'm so happy that both our external speakers have joined us online. Welcome, ma'am and sir. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We are privileged to have with us a leader from the administrative heart of our state, Mr. Rishabh Parashar, Deputy Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Chhattisgarh Government. With over 29 years of experience across government and corporate sectors, he has been closely associated with state budgeting, resource management, financial planning, and policy analysis. He has played a key role in the budget preparation core team of the government of Chhattisgarh for more than 2 decades. Mr. Parashar holds a PhD in deficit financing from Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University and a PGDM in financial management from the NIFM Faridabad. His expertise spans government finance, treasury operations, project financing, and fiscal management, making him a respected authority in public financial administration. I request Sir to deliver the valedictory address. Over to you, Sir. Rishabh Parashar, sir. We welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much for actually providing me this opportunity to be part of this August gathering. And first of all, I express a deep, sorry for that, because I could not actually come physically to the university to attend this conference and to kind of speak to you guys in person. It's just because of the official engagements, because we are already in the midst of the preparation of the budget for 2026-27. And that is why we are actually having some meetings with our higher officials.
There must be multiple gadgets on.
I think I'm audible. Yes.
Yes. Right now, it is audible, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So first of all, I really express sorry for not being able to attend physically, and being kind of as an official in the state's finance department for so long, and having an opportunity to work with the senior officials here for the budget preparation as well as for the state's resource management, debt management, and day-to-day cash management operations. I have actually learned a lot, especially in this particular field. But the current topic which we are actually kind of supposed to talk about is the financial inclusion and the uses of fintech in the financial transactions in the states and also at the pan India level. So I am not a kind of authority on this particular subject, but Special Secretary ma'am, who's present here, she is basically working as the Directorate of Institutional Finance also, and she's looking after this part, financial inclusion, as well as the usage of fintech in the government schemes, as well as in the different parts of, say, banking sector and the financial sector. So I think she would actually talk about more on these particular issues, and she would be having some kind of deep dive down data as well as the policy initiatives which the government has taken, both the central and the state government. I can only kind of from my side say I really wish the success to this international conference, and I hope that the deliberations which have happened in these 2 days might have actually kind of helped a lot to the students who are there in the MBA program in the university. And as far as I know, MIT Business School is one of the prestigious business schools in the India, not only in India but elsewhere also. There are international students who actually come to the your Noida campus as well as to your Raipur campus also. But we all know that the financial inclusion part and the usage of fintech, and especially the usage of UPI and the largest transactions which are happening in India right now, are the kind of attention of the world, the whole world. And this is the success which even the European countries or even the country like United States or even some of the developed countries in the Middle East wants to kind of implement or kind of replicate this model. So they are also actually in a process of learning from the our experience in the financial sector. If we talk about the data part, like how the UPI and those financial transactions have been kind of successful, you can easily can assess like almost 21.6 billion transactions have happened in the December 2025, which is the highest transactions in any part of the world. And similarly, if you talk about the size, almost 28 lakh crore, the financial value of the transactions have been so far. So the size is huge, and in a country like India, which has almost 1.4 billion population, and also the fourth largest economy in the world, and which is soon going to happen the third largest also. This is what the government of India is targeting. Like by 2028, we would be the third largest economy of the world, by actually kind of lagging behind Germany. So we can kind of like say that of course the financial inclusion, when we started this PM Jandan scheme, and now it is like almost more than 56 crore people are having Jandan accounts, and the transactions or the total volume which is there, the deposits in those accounts are also almost more than 27,000 crore. So the success of the financial inclusion program by the government, and also about the usage of UPI in different transactions. Nowadays you can see the small vendors are having those kind of QR codes in their shops. Starting from there to the any kind of highest transaction, whereby you are kind of going to take any sort of like financial service or any kind of high value transactions. Everything is actually happening through UPI these days. But at the same time, I would also like to kind of caution the people here present, because this is the part of the academics, so they can also think about it, that with the usage of the UPI and those kind of banking, net banking and RTGS kind of operations, there are incidents of financial crimes as well. Nowadays we will have to think about like making it, how we can actually make it more secure. Then there are some sort of like the phishing kind of thing, the digital arrest, all those kind of things we talk about, and the people are kind of fleeced of their money. The accounts are getting kind of some kind of compromise with the data sharing and all. So we'll have to think about the data security part also, actually, when we are talking about the financial inclusion and the fintech, usage of fintech in different schemes, as well as, because the vulnerable section is actually those who are having those PM Jansan accounts. They are the one who actually are not very kind of familiar with those kind of security operations and the kind of security features which might be there. So that's one challenge. But otherwise, if you look about the volume, and if you look at the figures and the kind of transactions which are happening, these kind of like financial crimes or the frauds which are happening, the size of that is still very less. But still, nevertheless, we will have to think about this part also. So with all those kind of words, because I will not take much time, and let the ma'am also join the forum and actually share her experience on this particular subject. I'll just actually kind of stop here only. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity. I wish a great success to this conference, and I hope that the key takeaways from this particular conference have been very beneficial to the students as well as to the academia who is present there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Moving forward, it is my pleasure to invite virtually our guest of honor, Srimati Sheetal Shashwat Verma, IRS, Director, Directorate of Institutional Finance. Her vast experience in institutional finance provides a vital perspective to our theme. Ma'am belonged to the 2005 batch of IRS, cleared the UPSC Civil Services exam. She underwent training at the National Academy of Direct Taxes at Nagpur for 18 months, then was posted at various places as Assistant, Deputy, Joint and Additional Commissioner of Income Tax. Presently, she is the Commissioner of Income Tax and on deputation to the State Government of Chhattisgarh in the Finance Department as the Special Secretary and also the Director, Directorate of Institutional Finance, Chhattisgarh, looking after expenditure, budget, work and institutional finance. My request to ma'am is to share some views on the theme.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for inviting me for this program. I'm honored to be part of this program, and just like Rishabh Parasharji, I would also like to start with excusing myself that in this budget period, we are extremely hard pressed and we have a list of meetings to attend to so that we prepare a budget for the state, which is not only correct but also efficient and very effective when it comes to its ground implementation. As you would have noticed, we have moved a lot from the earlier days when finance was not given that much importance. However, you have seen at present times how finance is driving socio-political, even geopolitical, everything, the activities that are taking place at present at the world level are driven by their economics. So these things are an important aspect of anyone's life. And when it comes to money, there is an unorganized sector as well as an institutional framework where money flows. So my office is, I am taking part of that, taking care of the institutional finance as well. At government, there are three different partners here. The Government of India level does it through its Department of Financial Services. At the state level, there is the Directorate of Institutional Finance, where I am posted as the director. And our partner in this is the entire banking ecosystem, which includes the RBI, which is the regulator, NABARD, which is your partner today, and then all the banks, the public sector banks, the private sector banks, and in this new era, the small finance banks and the multi-finance institutions, MFIs, NBFCs, which are actually reaching out to smaller people. So this entire ecosystem works together to bring financial inclusion in this country. If any one of you would have noticed while preparation of your projects or presentations, even the online courses offered by ADB or World Bank, they mentioned India as a glaring example of how they have been successful in implementing financial inclusion along with the huge population that we have with the help of GEM Trinity, that is the Jandhan account, the Aadhaar, and the mobile numbers. This has been a game changer for India and has been a learning point for a lot of developing countries. And with NPCI's latest products and fintech, we are in fact the leading country when it comes to financial transactions in a jiffy of a second. The developed countries are also looking at us because the RBI's backed NPCI has developed amazing products. UPI is just one of them. CBDC will change the game of DBT schemes in the coming future when QR codes would be provided and it can be encashed only at the designated places. Apart from that, there is BNPL, that BBPS, that is Bharat Bill Payment System. If you have Paytm or any app on your mobile, you would have noticed that when it comes to the time when you get the bill for your electricity, even before the electricity bill reaches you, the message pops up so that you can pay it before it becomes due or overdue. So these are the things that are changing the ecosystem very fast. And when it comes to Chhattisgarh, I read your brochure very carefully. It was about urban as well as rural transformation. There are 44% banking out of the 3,500 branches that we have in Chhattisgarh. 44% are in rural areas and 85% of these branches are by public sector banks, the regional rural bank and the Apex Bank, that is a cooperative bank. Private sectors have not yet reached the interior hinterlands of our country. However, there is a huge network. The banking should not be seen only as a brick and mortar branch. What we have developed here in India is an amazing model of 3 stages. One is the brick and mortar branch. The second is a banking outlet where a person goes and sits at the Panchayat Bhavan or designated area for 5 hours a day, 4 hours a day for 5 days, and that is a banking outlet. It actually works as a bank. And the third model is the banking correspondent. These have been game changer for Chhattisgarh because in the interior jungle area, we would not want branches to come up. Neither is it economical or feasible for the banks to open branches. But these moving banking correspondents move to the remotest place with their machines and they provide all the financial facilities to the people of these areas. So there are even the POS machine at the Kirana shop can be, he's a banking correspondent working on behalf of a bank. All he needs is that machine, a few cash in his hand, and internet connectivity with electricity. So we are working towards providing this infrastructure. There are regular meetings over it, and it has changed Chhattisgarh so much that from at present we have 3,500 branches. When we started with the formation of this state, we had only 1,300 branches. This is just an example. The ATMs are also 3,500. However, I said many times that ATMs are not a true picture. They might reduce over time because we are moving to digital transformation is happening and we are moving to digital products. The amazing thing is there are 60,000 banking correspondents in Chhattisgarh. So we are reaching out to the rural hinterlands of Chhattisgarh with all the digital products that we have. Jan Dhan accounts are a part of the saving accounts. We have a population of 3 crore, whereas the total savings accounts are more than 3.8 crores in Chhattisgarh. This shows that we have been catering to our population, and our people here have shown a lot of interest in institutional finance rather than paying their money to some unorganized sector person or taking money from them. It is heartening to see that from 9,000 crores of deposits in bank in the year 2000 when we were born, right now we have 3 lakh crore, from 9,000 crore to 3 lakh crore of money of people in banks at present. This shows that people have started trusting banks. Also, when it comes to loans, you might have seen at your own home that the people who serve you, they are helping you in any form. They are in the clutches of unorganized money lenders, which has drastically reduced over a period because of various schemes of the government. While there were only 3,000 crore of loan when the state was born, at present there is 2.6 lakh crore of loan disbursed in Chhattisgarh. 3,000 to 2.6 lakh crore. So this shows that we are also moving, and this does not include the NBFC loan and the MFI loans. This shows that people have moved towards more organized sectors and they want clarity as to what is being paid. The smaller sector, unorganized sector, are exorbitant when it comes to interest. While we say 9% interest or 12% interest, they have some cases like 365% of interest, 1% per day. That is the kind of interest they pay for short-term loans. And there also the government has come up with very amazing schemes like PM Swanidhi for the street vendors. There is the startup, the Stand Up India, PM Vishwakarma. There is CGTMSC where no security is required on behalf of the person applying for the loan. These are just an example. So when it comes to all these things, I have seen that the IT intervention is what is helping India. We have a policy where we do not leave our deprived people behind. With the help of IT, we are bringing them to the fore. So with the help of Jan Dhan Darshak app, even a common person like us can see where the bank is. And when here, sitting in my office, I am trying to find out which villages are unbanked. Just for your information, there are 20,000 villages in Chhattisgarh and only 65 do not have a banking coverage. Otherwise, they are covered by banking correspondent, banking outlet, or a bank branch. So this is the kind of IT intervention that is helping us. So when we see where is the best possible location where we can go for a cluster, a hub and spoke model for setting up a bank, and when we give that data to the bank, they are more than ready to come forward because we have done the homework for them. Because we have used the PM Gati Shakti portal, which gives all the details of the roads, the electricity, the network connectivity. So these IT interventions have been solving problems for these financial inclusion parameters as well. The government schemes have been helping the rural as well as the urban poor and the affluent society and bringing them to organized sector, and the financial inclusion has helped us a lot here. Coming to the compounded annual growth rate, I was very happy to notice that while our economy, our state's GSDP grew at around 13%, the deposits, the people's trust in banks has grown by more than 15%. So this shows the kind of progress in banking that we have witnessed in Chhattisgarh. And for coming to a last point, I would say what Rishabhji has mentioned about cyber security. It's not just for the people who are there. We have seen when the digital arrest scams come to the fore, it is not just the poor, uneducated people. It is extremely educated, law-abiding, and people who fear law who are digitally arrested, which can be you or me. So when I come to this, I would say 4 things for you to as an unwanted advice I would like to give to everyone present here. Number 1, Be extremely cautious when you use your mobile phones for your digital transactions or anything. Be extremely cautious when someone asks for OTP. Be very cautious when someone tries to use AI to forge someone's video or copy your loved one's voices. Have some kind of SOP at home as to how you will confirm these things before huge transactions or anything is done. Number 2 is Aapki Punji Aapka Adhikar. That is the scheme, that is the program that RBI had launched. We all have some kind of money left somewhere of our parents or their relatives. It could be you or me also. So please go to RBI's portal and check whether any amount is there left behind in any of the bank account, because with DPDP Act, the banks cannot display the names somewhere in public domain that this is the amount, you please come forward and claim it. No, you will have to identify whether your loved ones have any unclaimed deposits. And it's very disheartening to note that out of 800 crores of unclaimed deposits in Chhattisgarh, only 5% have been activated. It could be yours or mine too. So we have to study and try at all the forums whether we are open, we had opened any account, whether our parents had opened any account, and when is there any unclaimed deposit anywhere. Coming to the third point, I would say apart from cyber security, aapka adhikar, aapki punji aapka adhikar is security, your own security, security for your family. PM Suraksha Bima Yojana is a Yojana insurance scheme which takes only 20 rupees from your bank account. Please give that consent today itself. This is for accidental insurance of 2 lakh rupees. In 20 rupees, you get 2 lakh rupees. The bank will have to give that insurance money to your family in case of accidental insurance. So please create this security net by giving 20 rupees in PM Suraksha Bima Yojana and 436 rupees. Mind you, this is for the entire year. We spend a lot somewhere else. So these are small amounts for insurance. Even PM Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana of 436 rupees is also of 2 lakh rupees. So please ensure that you have done that security net thing. And last one is, when you take loans, please make sure that they are insured, they are linked to your insurance, so that in case of any mishappening, your loans are not a burden to your family or your children. I have a lot of data, but UPI data mentioned by Rishabh is there. A lot of presentations would have been done there, and I would take this opportunity to invite MET to congratulate you and invite you to give your summary single page presentations to us, so that we can raise it in our upcoming meetings, where the entire regulatory body, the entire administrative machinery, the entire banking ecosystem is present. And we mention you that you have done this. This is the summary. This is the topic that they chose for studying, and this is the presentation by them. And what is the solution given by them if they have noticed any problem in it? This is the way we move forward together. And with the NPCI's annual program, where they display their technology, fintech, we also hope to see a lot of fintechs coming up and changing our ecosystem while taking our brothers and sisters together with us towards the path of progress. So congratulations, MET. You have done an amazing job. This is the need of the hour. Something which is not discussed much in public forum, but has a lot of direct influence in our lives too, as well as our GDP, our GSDP, bringing India to the Viksit Bharat roadmap and the state with Anjor Vision 2047. All these are part of that. So thank you for bringing this to the fore and arranging this program. And thank you for having me. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your insightful ideas. After having such a busy schedule, you could spare some moments. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, so much. Moving forward, I am happy to introduce our special guest for today. Professor Manvinder Singh Pava is an esteemed alumnus of prestigious Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. He is a qualified company secretary and has been awarded a gold medal in LLM MBA. His expertise is in delivering faculty development program for both government and private institute. He holds esteemed position of professor in the Department of Commerce and member of Academic Council, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur, Central University, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. I request him to address the gathering.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Sheetal Madam and Rishabh present online, HOIs present over here, all the teachers, students, researchers. First of all, I would like to pay my gratitude to this organization, this institution, specifically Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, and my friend Pradeep Ji, who has invited me to this particular conference for a mutual learning process. I would like to say, because this is a valediction, and we have in last 2 days have gone through a lot of papers, lot of deliberations which have come up from the researchers, from the students, and specifically from the undergraduate students. Both the presentation made by them were excellent, rather very, very good. And the teachers, those who have guided them, I salute them from depth of my heart that they were able to inspire the students, and they have come up with such a good presentation, which were even beyond the presentation which were given by the research scholars even. So at the outset, the theme of the conference is Empowering Bharat. What is Bharat? Bharat is our farmer. Bharat is the teacher, the guru. Bharat is about the values, the ethics. Bharat is about the greenery, Haryali. Bharat is about women. And Bharat is about happiness. The country, Bharat, is about happiness. And particularly when we are talking about anything, may it be financial inclusion, may it be fintech, may it be empowering the rural India, or may it be, you can say, the urban growth, which is the theme of the conference. What is the ultimate thing which we are going to achieve is one or the other way, the happiness. And this happiness is having something related to the spirituality. And when we say happiness, it is something from the core of the heart. And we have born in this world to be happy. Is there anyone who has taken birth to be sad? Raise your hand. No one. We all want to be happy. But from where this happiness will come up? I'm relating this happiness to particularly the theme of the conference, that is financial technology and your inclusion part. So when we talk about inclusion, what we are including? What is inclusion? Means it should not be deep. It should be a wider inclusion. A wider and depth, both are required in order to get included. So when you are talking about inclusion, it is not merely inclusion, it is empowerment. Just now we were listening, Sheetal Madam, whatever she has told, whatever she has actually given us, she also refused to give the data, because a lot of data we have. But what to do with that data? That is what is important. Actually, data gives us happiness. That yes, where we were and now where we are. And what is our future path, future trend? And what can be the things which actually can influence us to be at a greater stage? That's what data talks about. Financial technology, if we say, it must be ethical, not just efficient. Because when we are talking about, on one hand, we are talking of financial technology, that we are empowering our people, we are empowering our farmer. On the other hand, our the system which we have, particularly regarding the law, it is not even efficient to write a FIR in the rural areas. If somebody has stolen something directly from the bank through the cyber crimes. This is a big question mark where the things are to be converged as such. The rural transformation, it must be empowering, not only, you can say it should not only be extractive. That's what is required. Further, urban growth must be sustainable and not just illusionary. Actually, what is happening yesterday also we were talking about it. It was a part of my speech also, that the inclusion is happening for those who are already included. It is not happening. It is not going deep into the rural areas. But yes, after listening to Sheetal Madam, I can understand that how deeply the government of Madhya Pradesh is working and how deeply she is working as a director and the special secretary to the government, particularly for the institutional finance. So this is what is required. Actually, what the thing is, the way the government officials at the top level, they have their intentions to work, and that intentions actually flows from top to bottom, and that actually brings the result. So particularly when we are talking about inclusion, that's what I said, that we have to innovate certain things. And ma'am was just talking about the innovation. I would like to say, out of certain papers, I have suggested 2 innovations that can happen with a patent. So that can today also, when one girl was presenting, and let me tell you, both the presentations were from the undergraduate students. So all credit goes to the teachers, those who have guided them and brought them to this level. There is a responsibility of researchers also. Financial inclusion, fintech is responsibility of everyone, because this is the need of the time, and this actually empowers us. It empowers everyone, right? So when we are talking about empowerment, and when we are talking about the research to happen, particularly on the empowerment, there are certain topics, titles on which can give solution to the present problem of the government, which they are facing. And I hope that a better research will happen, particularly in the area of financial technology, financial inclusion, so that not the things which have already been done, if we are just researching those things and presenting something, this is something like a gone case. Can we do some solution? Can we give some solution to some of the real life problems which are going on? I have given it in my presentation yesterday. It is not a time to just narrate all the things, because I've already spoken on that. But yes, the responsibility comes on the researchers, the responsibility comes on the teachers. Because we teachers have to induce our students, to make them capable, to enlighten them, and to guide them, give them a path, because they are full of energy. Just a direction is required, and you will see the miracles happening. And I would like to pay my thanks to those teachers who have been behind those students. And let us just learn from them and try to be like them, because it's teacher who is the power, or who is the person who can give the direction to the students, and who can utilize their potential to the fullest. So more responsibility is on all of us, because India is made up of the Guru. We used to be called as a Jagat Guru. So again, we are on the path, and I hope soon we will reach over there. And at last, I would like to place appreciation to the organizing committee of this conference, because it was need of the time. And I pay my thanks to all the LOs, the student LOs who have been running from here to there. It's just them, those who are inspired by their own teachers, who have I was just listening in the morning, sir, that these students are running just on one एक आवाज में सभी लोग जो है वो भागते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। और आप लोग ही इस कॉन्फ्रेंस की जो सक्सेस है उसका सारा से आई वुड लाइक टू गिव टू द स्टूडेंट्स, those who have made this actually possible under the guidance of the teachers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful reflections. Every great endeavor requires a transformational leader. I now invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Piyush Kant Pandey, sir, to deliver the presidential address. His guidance has been the cornerstone of this conference success. Sir is an alumnus of IIM Indore, a visionary academic leader whose trailblazing journey as Dean and Founder Principal epitomizes his enduring commitment to advancing excellence in higher education. We are honored by his presence and invite him to share his insights for the presidential address.
Our esteemed founder chairman, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, our chairman, Dr. Hasim Chauhan, our chancellor, Dr. Abdul Murthy, our special guest, Professor Dr. Manvinder Singh Pahwa, sitting over here on the dais. Online, Srimati Sheetal Shashwat Verma, and Directorate of Institutional Finance. Mr. Rishabh Parashar, Deputy Secretary, Ministry of Finance. Dr. Sumita Dave, my colleague, my pro-VC. Asthana ji, organizing committee members, HOIs, heads, dear students. I'm the last but one, the speaker again, right? Everything I have spoken wonderfully by everyone, so I'll not go into all those details. I'll tell you one real incident. Me and 3 of my friends, we were traveling in Kanker. And suddenly we lost our way because we are in some remote area of the Kanker. Because we were on sampling of the environmental sampling. So obviously we were following the rural roads. And somehow the vehicle had very little diesel because the diesel was exhausted in that process. So we were frantically searching for a petrol pump. We got one ultimately. And when we reached over there, we asked him to fill the tank. उसने पूछा कैश रखे हो? Really, he asked, do you have the cash? And I'll tell you, I'll admit it. All 3 of us were not having any cash with us. I said, क्या कर रहे हो यार, इस जमाने में कोई कैश मांगता है? साहब मेरा जो UPI जो है नहीं काम कर रहा है. और उसके बिना बोला भाई दे दे थोड़ा बहुत डीजल डाल दो, so we'll have at least it will. He said no sir, because he was attendant only. In a remote area you don't have the big people. He's a low person and as attendant. He said nahi sahab, I cannot give any diesel without cash. So incidentally that way, in fact, one very this thing I always do, I'll show it to you also. I put in my mobile, I put 500 rupees. I have always made it a practice. One is my Aadhaar card, and the other is one Aadhaar card I also keep, and the keep 500 rupees also. It was there on that day also. So he gave me diesel of 500 rupees. That was enough. At least, thankfully, that was enough for us to take us to the next petrol pump. But why I'm recounting this thing is that this real incidents brings us to the real challenges also. Whatever we talk, fintech India is the best. The UPI and NPCI infrastructure we are having the best. Everything we are having very good. But we are also living in a VUCA world. What is VUCA world? MBA students? VUCA? MBA students, sorry, not teachers. Any student? Volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. We are living in this world where things are volatile, where things are uncertain, where things are complex, where things are ambiguous. And this incidence of Kanker is an example of that one. Let me take you back to one more thing. Now, this was on a lighter side, a real incidence which can happen to you also. And that's why I'll advise all of you to have this kind of an arrangement with you also. Really, I'm really telling you, it's really saved us that day. And because person to bhul hi gaya na, I think I don't. Sir, do you keep? Exactly. Most of us now don't carry the wallet. We have the wallet in the UPI, but we don't have the wallet in the pocket, or maybe in the purses also. I do not know about the ladies so much, but I don't. I know. I think even you might be having no cash nowadays. But this can happen. Remember. And now I'll take you to even more complex. Wire, what is, I'm forgetting that name of one prominent fintech is a Wirecard. Wirecard is one of the biggest fintech payment instrument in Germany. The same way we have the Paytm and PhonePe, the biggest, this is a Wirecard. And one fine day it was reported that Wirecard had 1.9 billion euros cash missing. 1.9 billion euros. Euro is how much? 111 or something rupees, right? So 1.9 billion into, you multiply that number. That much amount was swindled away. It was fraud and all this one, it was swindled away. And $1.9 billion euro was lost on account of this fraud. We are also very much dependent upon Paytm and PhonePe. 85% of our transactions today are happening by just two apps, Paytm and PhonePe. I'm not predicting this that way, but just its possibility. What can happen in a Germany in that's a fairly, not fairly, rather an advanced nation with all kind of security and all that. It can happen there also. Why can't it happen anywhere else? So that brings us a challenging part also. I'm not saying that fintech is bad and we have to stop this one and our benefits are not there. On the first day, I had spoken all the benefits also, but I have taken this opportunity to tell you about the flip side also, right? So obviously the thing is that the answer is not that we have to stop this one. No, not at all. We have to find better mechanisms, a better regulatory infrastructure, a better technical know-how, a better technical strength that how can we can make it better. And particularly in a VUCA world, as I said again, we are very much dependent upon this transaction through the ultimately our mobile towers. What is the certainty that tomorrow mobile towers will all be functioning? In case of a war, what can happen? Which will the first target? All the communication channels. And the communication channels, once they are down, then what will happen? Searching for that money. We all remember the Notebandi, demonetization. That I think it's very recent. You all, even you are not so old. I mean, you are young to face the problems yourself also. If a UPI bandi takes place for any reason, Bhagwan na kare. I'm not saying it should happen. But nothing can be discounted. And therefore, that brings me and these aspects also. I'm very sure, and in fact, I'm very, very happy. And but coming to this one, I'm very happy that the MIT Business School and basically MIT, only one organization, no? MIT Business School, and NABARD also. So together, they have come up with this very wonderful international conference. I'm very happy that in our MIT University had been proven, true to the quality standards which it is known for. I'm very happy that when Pahwaji was appreciating the wonderful students, particularly undergraduate students also, because that is what I really look for. Ultimately, whatever I have done, it's my achievement, or Dr. Sumita Dave has done, or the faculty has done, is okay. But more than that, your achievement is this something which inspires me, which makes my day, because that is what we are here for you. So when you do something, when you learn something, that is the real achievement. So I appreciate and congratulate the entire organizing team for this one. I'll request all of you, please stand up for just for a minute, sir. All the organizing team member. So nice. So nice. Please have a seat. So I'm very happy, and but at the same time, I can see it is the organizing team member only who are sitting over here. Anyway, it happens. It's nothing wrong, because most of the people who come from outside, they'll be moving out, and that will be happening. But and my credit, my appreciation and credit goes to all of you on behalf of our founder president, on behalf of chairman, on behalf of chancellor, and on my personal behalf. I convey heartfelt congratulations to you, and thanks also for keeping the names of MIT high. I wish that let it be only the beginning. This is the first international conference in this manner you have organized, in a physical mode you have organized. Before COVID you have done, but post-COVID, and in fact, since when I am the vice chancellor of this university, that is the one. This is the first one, and it's a good one. So I appreciate, and I wish that it would be followed by even better, even more engaging, even more well-attended kind of a conferences, which is possible. And the learnings, I'm very sure, as Dr. Ms. Mrs. Sheetal was saying, and also our Parasharji was saying, that they all value committees and the output also. So let this output should be coming out in a real visible form, in a real implementable form, and you work hard. I'll wish all the students don't work only for getting an MBA degree. You need to work very hard, because ultimately, the India is in a wonderful situation for the progress also, but at the same time, we require the very high order of talent now. Ordinary only MBA degree is not going to take you anywhere. Your degree has to be backed by lot of skills, lot of knowledge, lot of upgradation, which is the continuous upgradation. Again, it's not only that it's over once you pass out MBA or PhD, do PhD and it's over. No, it has to be continued to be increased upon. So I hope all the students on this day of Saraswati Puja is a wonderful day, that ultimately knowledge is the power. The money will be coming only later, only before knowledge. Without knowledge, there can be no money, there can be no growth. So I hope you will be doing this. And once again, I congratulate all the organizing members. And I'm very thankful to Pawaji that in fact, he's a that way personal friend of mine also, because he's friend of Professor Amit Jain, who's a good friend of mine. So it's a mutual that way. I'm very happy, sir, that you are here all the time. Also, good number of participations which came from the different parts of the country also, abroad also, a large number of participation which has taken place over here. That is a proof that wonderful efforts have been done by the organizing team and all of you. So once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking words. Gratitude is the memory of the heart. As a mark of our deep appreciation, may I request our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Sumita Dave ma'am, to present a memento to Mr. Manvinder Singh Pahwa. Thank you, ma'am. To grace the end of this international conference, in this auspicious day, our student wish to pay tribute to Ma Saraswati with a dance performance. I request all the respected dignitaries to take their seats off the dais. I request Suchesmita and Srujanika to come on the stage.
जो है अलबेला मदनैनो वाला, जिसकी दीवानी ब्रिज की हर बाला, वो किसना है, वो किसना है, वो किसना है, वो किसना है, किसना है।
रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए। तदिया नदी दर तना दे रे नोम, तदिया नदी दर तना दे रे नोम, तदिया नदी। रघुवर तेरी राह निहारे, रघुवर तेरी राह निहारे, सातों जन्म से सिया, घर मोरे परदेसिया, आओ पधारो पिया, घर मोरे परदेसिया, आओ पधारो पिया।
That was a wonderful performance. To formally acknowledge everyone who made this event a reality, I invite Dr. Shilpa Pandey, Organizing Secretary of the conference, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, dignitaries, HOIs, participants, faculty members, and my dear students. On behalf of Amity Business School, Amity University, Chhattisgarh, it is my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks at the valedictory session of the two-day international conference on Empowering Bharat Financial Inclusion and FinTech for Rural Transformation and Urban Growth. At the outset, I extend my sincere and respectful gratitude to our esteemed guests of honor, Srimati Sheetal Shashwat Verma, IRS Director, Directorate of Institutional Finance, and Mr. Rishabh Parashar, Deputy Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Government of Chhattisgarh, and our special guest, Professor Dr. Manvinder Singh Pahwa, Professor Dr. Hari Singh Gaur, Central University, Sagar, for graciously accepting our invitation and for delivering insightful and thought-provoking addresses. Your perspectives have beautifully complemented the deliberations of the past 2 days and provided valuable direction for the future research and policy engagement. I respectfully acknowledge the visionary guidance and blessings of Honorable Founder President Professor Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Founder President RBIEF Professor Dr. Asim K. Chauhan, and Honorable Chancellor Amity University Chhattisgarh Dr. W. Selvamurthy Sir for their unwavering support in promoting research, innovation, and nation building through education. I express my profound gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Amity University, Chhattisgarh, Professor Dr. Piyush Kant Pandey sir, for his inspiring address and for his constant encouragement and visionary leadership, which continue to guide our academic and research endeavors. My sincere appreciation goes to Pro Vice Chancellor, Dean, Faculty of Management and Commerce, and Director, Amity Business School, Professor Dr. Sumita Dave ma'am, for her insightful concluding remarks and her exemplary leadership in conceptualizing, guiding, and successfully concluding this international conference. We gratefully acknowledge NABARD for associating with us for this conference and for their valuable collaboration in advancing the agenda of financial inclusion, fintech-driven development, and sustainable growth. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all our distinguished keynote speakers, session chairs, panelists, and paper presenters whose scholarly contributions and engaging discussions have significantly enriched the technical sessions over the last 2 days. I also place on record my deep appreciation for the efforts of convener Dr. Pradeep Kumar Asthana, co-convener Dr. Apurv Mishra, organizing committee members, faculty coordinators, anchors, student volunteers, Amity School of Communication, administrative and IT staff whose dedication and meticulous planning ensured the smooth and successful conduct of this conference. With this, we formally conclude the conference. I am confident that the ideas, discussions, and collaborations initiated here will continue to inspire impactful research and meaningful action in the field of financial inclusion and fintech-led growth. Thank you all, and I wish you a safe journey and continued success in your academic and professional pursuits. Jai Johar, Jai Chhattisgarh.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request everyone to kindly rise for national anthem, marking the official closing of this international conference. Jai. Thank you, everyone. Jai. Matram. Thank you, everyone. We wish you a safe journey back and future.